Let's go, Browns fans! Before we get started, be sure to leave a like because there's a lot of hot information coming your way, and you don't want to miss anything about the future of our time. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to stay up to date with all the news about the Cleveland Browns. Now, let's talk about what really matters. Who will lead the Browns offense next season? The offseason is heating up in Cleveland, and the big debate that's moving fans is who will be the starting quarterback in 2025? After a 2024 season below expectations and with the number 2 pick in the draft, the Browns have a golden opportunity to completely change their quarterback room. We already know that Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski aren't wasting any time. Both were present at the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl, analyzing the main talents available. And, of course, one name that has been getting a lot of attention is Shedeur Sanders. The son of the legendary Deion Sanders has sparked discussions among analysts and fans, and it seems that Cleveland is not indifferent to him. Recently, Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most respected sources when it comes to the Browns, presented her prediction about what the quarterback room could look like in 2025. And it sure is this. She pointed out 2 main names, Kirk Cousins and Shedeur Sanders. Just to make this really simple and easy right now, I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins and Shedeur Sanders. That was my first idea a month ago, Cabot said. Now, does this mean that Cousins already has 1 foot in Cleveland? Not necessarily. The veteran's situation is still up in the air, especially with the Atlanta Falcons showing interest in keeping him. But it's not possible to rule out the possibility of seeing him wearing the orange and brown. And what about Sanders? Cabot highlighted that he impresses behind the scenes, both with his attitude and his maturity and charisma. During the Super Bowl events, he showed that he has the personality and the ability to take on a big challenge in the NFL. But is that enough for the Browns to bet on him as the quarterback of the future? The 2025 quarterback market isn't exactly packed with superstars available, but there are some experienced names that could be a viable option. The Browns have a dilemma: bring in an established player or invest in a young talent and mold him into the team's offensive system? The next few weeks will be crucial. With the start of free agency approaching in March, the Browns will have to make important decisions. Will we see a competitive quarterback move? Or will the franchise focus entirely on the draft and trust a hotshot to take over the team? Now, I want to hear from you, the fans who understand the Browns the most. What do you think of this possible quarterback duo? Would Kirk Cousins be the ideal solution? Would Shedeur Sanders be worth the bet? Or do you prefer another approach? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, Myles Garrett. The Browns' superstar pass rusher reportedly wants out, and that's a major concern for this franchise. Garrett has made it clear that he wants to play for a Super Bowl contender, and right now, he doesn't seem convinced Cleveland can get there fast enough. But wait, Adam Schefter just dropped a hint that suggests the Browns aren't ready to give up on keeping Garrett in Cleveland. On ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike, Schefter hinted that the Browns still have a chance to change Garrett's mind. And guess what? It all comes down to one thing: who they bring in at quarterback. Here's what Schefter had to say. Is he going to change his mind when they add other players? Is he going to change his mind when they say, hey, we're going to make you the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history? Is he going to feel any different when he gets offered a new deal and they have a new quarterback? I don't know. So there you have it. The Browns may not give up just yet. If they can land the right quarterback, whether it's a young talent like Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders or a proven veteran like Kirk Cousins, maybe, just maybe, Garrett will reconsider. And let's not forget the money factor. The Browns could give him a record-breaking deal, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. But here's where things get tricky. Does Garrett really believe in this front office's ability to build a championship team? He's not naive. He knows they have the number 2 overall pick, and he knows exactly what kind of plays Andrew Berry can make. Yet despite all that, the fact that we're even talking about this means he's already given a lot of thought to wanting to leave. So what should the Browns do? This is a dangerous game they're playing. If Garrett really wants to leave, his trade value will never be higher than it is now. And if the Browns dig in their heels and refuse to trade him, things could get ugly quickly. Holding out would sink his value. create a media circus, and put the franchise in an even worse position. So, Browns fans, I need to hear from you. Do you think there's still a chance to change Garrett's mind? Would signing a top quarterback be enough? Or is it time to accept reality and trade him while his value is sky high? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We all know the Browns need a new QB. Even if they were somehow planning to trade Myles Garrett and start a full-on rebuild, something they've shown no real signs of doing, they still need someone to run this offense. And according to Browns insider Tony Grossi, there's one name we should be talking about: Daniel Jones. Yes, you heard me right. The former first-round pick of the New York Giants. Grossi has been banging this drum for a while now, and he's not backing down. On ESPN Cleveland, he once again made his case for why the Browns should go after Jones. Here's what he had to say. I have a higher opinion of Daniel Jones than most people. The reaction when we start talking about Daniel Jones is mostly negative, and other than one good year, he hasn't given anyone a reason to be excited about him. I've said from day one that I think Kevin can win with Daniel Jones. Now, let's break this down. Grossi believes Kevin Stefanski could make it work with Jones under center. But he's also aware that most Browns fans aren't exactly keen on that idea. And honestly, can you blame them? Even in his so-called breakout year, Jones wasn't exactly lighting up the league. He was solid, sure, but compared to the top 10 or even 15 quarterbacks, not that impressive. Plus, injuries and inconsistency have been a huge issue for him, which makes this whole idea even more questionable. But Grossi isn't just talking about bringing in Jones for the sake of it. He also made an interesting point about what signing a veteran quarterback could mean for the team's draft strategy. According to him, the length of any potential contract for a free agent QB could tell us a lot about the Browns' plans for the future. If they sign a veteran to a 2- or 3-year deal, it could mean they're playing the long game, planning to develop a young quarterback behind the scenes. Maybe it's Jalen Milroe, or maybe they're looking at a guy in the 2026 class. On the other hand, if they do give him a 1-year deal, that could be a big sign that they're gearing up to take a quarterback with the number 2 pick in this year's draft. So, Browns fans, here's where I turn it over to you. Would you be on board to bring in Daniel Jones? Do you think he's a guy Kevin Stefanski could win with, or is that a tough pass? And what do you think of Grossi's theory? Does a short-term QB contract mean a rookie is coming? Leave your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear what you all think. And before you go, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We're covering every move this offseason, and trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next. Go Browns!